All right, boys.
There you go.
You got the first topic?
You want to lower the volume a little bit on the music? Just a little bit.
There we go.
So, Ryan,
It's good.
back on the cold shower?
Yeah, I've been on it for 2 weeks now.
Oh, yeah?
It's a lot easier now because of the summer. Also, I'm just in the comfort of my own home, so I'm not with those shitty showers at Petty anymore.
Did you think they were shitty? I think they got pretty cold, though.
They were
nice.
cold, but they were just nasty, you know? Like you had Zach Davis and those guys.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that shit.
all over that shit.
It was nasty, but yeah, no, I'm just, yeah.
Were they communal, like the bathrooms?
Yeah, so we have multiple floors, so all the people on that floor kind of share one bathroom. So
Well,
for us,
my dorm was 2 floors. So if you lived on, or if you were, I was on the first floor. If you live on the first floor with clean people, you're in a good spot.
wait, everyone on the first floor was good. I lived in a different dorm. We're on the 3rd floor. We had 8 people sharing 2 toilets all year.
Man.
And it got pretty bad. The
Dude,
toilets would get
nasty,
clogged.
bro.
I'd do my job. If I clogged it, I'd unclog it, but a lot of people would not do that shit.
So it stayed clogging.
Yeah, until the next day, every morning the cleaners would come, so they'd fix it. But
Yeah.
How was
Towers,
the college bathrooms?
Well, I was in a suite, so I was with my roommate Vic, and then we shared a bathroom with 2 other guys.
Oh, that's perfect.
But I'm not gonna lie, you guys know Vic.
Messy.
It's a little messy. You know what I mean? So over the course of the semester, it got a little dirty. And, I would tell him yo, clean up. And he would do his best, but towards the end of the semester, you kind of walk in there, not look around, just do whatever you do, and just get out. That
Yeah.
shit was nasty.
Yeah.
Ours wasn't too bad. It was our floor, then there's 4 stalls, 3 showers. And there's probably 20 people on our floor, 20 guys on our
sharing
floor.
2 showers, you said?
Sharing 3 showers
Okay.
and 4 toilets. So, it wasn't that bad.
But were people cleaner?
You're also with your teammates.
Yeah, it was so my
Okay.
floor, I was with all the freshman lacrosse kids were on my floor. So it wasn't that, it was nasty, but you kind of knew where it was from because it was all of our friends, so it made it a little better. But yeah.
So did you guys all go to the same high school together?
Yeah, Montclair.
Montclair?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, it's fire.
Shit was a movie.
So when did you guys all first meet each other?
Say it again.
When did you guys first meet each other?
I met Ian in second?
First
or second?
Yeah, first or second grade,
Yeah, it was a
maybe.
while
Maybe
ago.
kindergarten.
Yeah, but I remember being in your second grade class. I don't think
Yeah.
you were in a class before that. And then Marcus,
Middle school.
6th grade, I guess.
No, I
But,
think I met you before that.
You might have met
Hooping
him.
wise.
I knew Ian back in 5th grade. I think
Okay.
'cause we used to play at this basketball place called PAL.
Yeah.
So we played AAU together for a little bit, but we weren't close like that.
Yeah.
It was, I knew him. I knew he was a hard player. So. And me and Murph became good friends. 8th
Yeah,
grade.
we all went to middle school together too. We were in the same elective class in middle school. We became kind of close 7th, 8th grade through basketball kind of, and then early high school we got really close. Just basketball and lifting and shit. I think honestly that's how a lot of this shit started, just through sports.
Yeah.
All the friendships.
Because you all play lacrosse, right?
No,
You didn't play
he was
lacrosse.
a.
I played basketball,
for a
for a
little
little bit,
bit,
and
big
then I
runner.
ran track and
Okay.
cross country.
That's fine. Cross country's tough, bro.
Cross-country's tough sport.
He's a good runner.
I'm not running currently right now. I'm taking a little break from that.
I did cross country once sophomore year and never again. Shit was
Yeah.
tough.
I get that a lot from a lot of people. Yeah, it's running. No one really wants to run.
Yeah.
I was kind of good at it, so I was why not stick with it? And we had a good group of guys. We won states for the first time in our high school's history for the guys team. So
Oh, that's nice.
it was pretty accomplishing. But our coach was he just hated distance people for some reason. So
For the tracks team?
Yeah, so he only favored the sprinters. So he didn't really give us the best treatment. So by the spring season of our senior year, we were just so checked out.
I got
Our
some.
legs were checked out.
Remember we were talking about the nerves before a game.
Oh.
He's had a season at D1 and he bro, running is low key arguably the most nerve wracking.
Especially sprints because it's so short.
Well, no, he cross
Even-
country.
oh,
Yeah,
cross-country.
dude, 3 mile. That's what you guys did.
Oh yeah,
5K.
even for track, how long would you do for track?
For track, I was a
5K, right?
mid-distance runner, so I did anywhere the 800 or the mile.
Okay.
And then sometimes if you needed me, I would run the 4x4 occasionally. So 'cause I had a little bit of speed, but I wasn't that fast.
And then also
He's more of a long distance.
I'm a long distance guy.
Yeah.
But,
Nah, but walk us through the nerves before a meet, because I've already heard the track side of things, but I feel a meet is just different.
The cross country, right?
Yeah.
I feel
Because you can't really prepare. It's just oh my god, you're about to die.
Yeah.
you kind of know going into every race it's gonna be ass. I mean, you're gonna run 5 miles, you're gonna run it fast.
You hear the gun.
I mean, like, I was like the fastest runner on my team, so like I always knew like I'm not trying to let like it's also a little competition within like some of my other teammates.
That helps
make
too,
sure
right?
like, they don't
Yeah.
beat me. But like at the end of the day, like all I did was like the only thing on my mind was to win states, like the whole season.
Yeah.
Even like the regular like dual meets, which is like those like they're competitive, but like they're not like a championship meet. So like you're just using that as like preparation to like build up more stamina towards like the later parts of the season. But like I remember like even when I would win those meets, like I would run some good times, and I just like wouldn't let it get to my head because like, at the end of the day, like I just want to win states, and like that was like the goal in every one of my teammates' minds: just win states, do your job, and just get out of there. And I mean that's what we ended up doing. And I mean it was
You
ass.
guys are pretty good.
I mean like my senior year, the nerves definitely settled down, but like when I first started running like varsity cross country, like my sophomore year, I literally wanted to throw up like before every race. Like it was
Before every race?
yeah,
Is it nervousness?
Because like I mean, there'd be times like, the course would be like all uphill, especially like the second
the
segment
whole
of-
way?
like the second segment, like the first
Oh,
segment.
okay.
Like there's this course called like Garrett Mountain in Clifton. Like the first segment, like you're running down like a little like 150, 200 meter like grass field into the woods, and then like the first like 200 to 400 meters in the woods is uphill, and then the rest of it's like downhill and you're like turning. And then the last mile of the course is, I'm being serious, like it's literally just a straight
Last mile?
incline.
Oh, man.
And like,
Garrett?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
like
I've been to
1/4
some
of the
races.
incline is like on gravel. So when you're running, at that point your legs are dead, you're putting like everything you got.
And it's harder to run the
You're kind
gravel?
of slipping on the rocks.
Oh, shit.
So like, I had one race, like, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but like I had one race where I'm running a good time, and my stomach started rocking.
Oh,
like,
fuck.
2 miles.
That's the
an hour.
worst, right, when you're running?
And I'm like, yo, I think I'm about to go, like, right now. And I literally, like, just started like, shitting myself, like, during the race.
Dude, it happens,
was
bro.
bad. I still ran a good time. I placed, like, I think in 13th place, but, like, by the time I finished, like, I literally
Shitting
collapsed.
himself.
Like, I had to, like,
How did you deal with that pain during the race?
during the race?
Yeah. Do you remember?
I remember my coach was just like, Marcus, just finish, and like I kind of heard him like faintly, but like at that point, like every runner will say it, they kind of like black out, like almost like when you're drunk, like you just black out. Like I don't really remember anything from that point. I just remember like running and just suffering.
That's interesting.
And eventually just me being like teleporting to like the porta potty and like just trying to fucking clean myself. To fucking
What's the feeling like when you're, you know, you made it through the whole race and you see the finish line, the last stretch of the race?
almost like time to go. You know what I mean, especially
Push it, time to push it.
because at that point, then it is a little bit of a sprint, right? So like,
Dude, you probably like, dude, you just can't feel anything.
well, you just like want to make sure like you don't want to muscle when you're running because if you
Yeah.
muscle when you're running, especially your upper body, then like everything else is gonna follow. So you just want to like stay loose, you know, kind of like not clench up your fist, but like kind of have your like the hands face out like
Yeah.
that, and just kind of like give everything you got in the last like 100 meters. So,
Interesting.
definitely some good memories. Yeah, it teaches you a lot. Like it can definitely be applied to like all instances of life. You know what I mean? Just like really pushing that hard throughout a race. Like you kind of just like in the gym and stuff. Like it's easier to push hard now.
Yeah.
It's like you did a sport that was so
Yeah.
like physically and like mentally like excruciating, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's not a lot of fun. You're just like kind of there just to run because you're either good at it or like you have a group of guys like
Right.
you into the sport. You're not there because you actually enjoy it. So
Yeah, well, I think that most sports, they offer like kind of reward and stimulating things when you're like hitting the ball and things like that. But one of the things about cross country is that it's so monotonous. So how have you dealt? Has that ever been a problem for you that it gets like boring or monotonous throughout it, or has it never been like a problem for you in particular?
yeah, no, I mean at times like there's been times where like coming out of cross country I would go into spring track and I was never really as good at track as I was in cross country. And I would definitely go through like plateau periods or even like areas where like, I would see like kind of like a decline in performance. And at that point, it's like I'm running and I'm getting worse. Like what am I doing wrong? I'd be doing anything to like make sure like I'd be eating correctly, going to sleep at time, and still just like fatigue hitting my legs and like my performance just getting worse and worse. And it's just like during those stretches, it's like kind of hard to kind of stay focused and like somewhat motivated, right? But it's all about just kind of
It's
taking
rough.
it. It's like knowing like it's a longer process, right? You just like, take it like one day at a time, and eventually like you'll end up like.
Tell me if I'm wrong. It's like cross country, especially. Like, I mean, we can relate to it a little bit, like with lacrosse. Not really, because it's like there's more involved besides just running. But like there's those days where all you're doing is running. Like coach's mad, you're sitting sprints. It's just one of those things you kind of have to do. But cross country seems to be one of those things you do every single day. And I like remember faintly. I would see him like in our field house, like after practice. Like if we had like a basketball lift or if we had like lacrosse practice, I would see this kid like running, like cross country running, like with his teammates, like dude, like just for miles and miles, like every single day. And like it didn't look fun, but like again, it's just one of those things you kind of like.
Yeah,
and you just gotta do it. Like
I don't know, like if you agree with this, but I feel like, yeah, it's not fun. Like you're not like, you know, like scoring a goal or like doing something active. But I feel like the fun comes in working that hard. Like you enjoy,
especially for
you enjoy working that hard. Like that's where the fun comes in.
I kind of like, I mean, there's definitely like that dopamine release that you get after running a certain distance. You're like, damn, I just did that.
Yeah.
Like when you hit legs, like, you know, going into legs, like you're not looking forward to hitting legs, but you're looking forward to like
just
stepping
pushing
up the gym and
yourself.
being done.
Exactly.
I'm about to hit a nasty chest and try day.
That's like a weird like. I mean, a lot of high level like not even just athletes, but just like grinders like have that mindset. It's just interesting. Like it's like shit you don't want to do. You like kind of want to do it almost like a cold shower. Like fuck this. Why am I doing this? But like.
You want to do it at the same time.
Like, you know what feels
amazing.
amazing.
My testosterone going. I'm going to get a fucking pump out. Like, it's just like...
Well, if you do the things you don't want to do, then everything just becomes easier because you just get the hard things over with. And then when you come across a task that might seem a little difficult at first or a little, like, you know, time-consuming, you've done harder stuff.
And people say that all the time and it sounds repetitive, but it's like, it's so true. Like, you come across, like, a physical challenge or, like a challenge in school, and it's like, dude, like, I've been through, like, way harder shit.
Yes.
I felt that a lot in the winter because it was during wrestling season. And, I mean, in terms of feeling the joy of completing the task, like whether it's through a lift or through
wrestling,
running.
big time.
I think wrestling, I played a lot of, like, different sports. I've not been, like, too great at many sports, but I think the thing that stood out to me about wrestling was that it felt a lot more fulfilling when I was in there because it's less about the cardio and stamina, but it's more about, like, HIIT type of workout, where you're just going fast, like sprint, slow down, sprint, slow down, sprint, slow down. I felt like that was a lot more stimulating, and I for some reason enjoyed that a lot more, and I felt that it gave me like this weird sense of like fulfillment in life as well, like in the other parts of the day, because it goes back to if you do something difficult in your life, everything else just kind of becomes easier, and it makes your life better.
Are you referring to like the training in wrestling, or are you referring to like actual competition like when you're wrestling?
I would say the practices. I think the days of the tournament were a little bit different just because of the way. Like, we're not wrestling the whole day, right? It's like in like small batches, like 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there. But I would actually say that when I'm doing practices, I think the quality of my life just improves. Because even if it's not in season and it's off season and I'm doing like 2 or 3 practices a week, I still like feel really good throughout the day. And I guess, do you guys feel that when you're training a lot heavily for lacrosse or for
like, do I feel better?
Like, just throughout the day,
Oh, yeah, 100%. I feel like, you know, even throughout high school, like, whenever I'm playing a sport, like my grades are a little bit better, this is a little bit better. You kind of just have like a little more like, you know, meaning to your day-to-day life, you know what I mean?
And you just have more of an edge, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's also always something to look forward to. Like, I mean, you were a 3-sport athlete for most of high school. I was a 2-sport athlete, but like fall was the only season I didn't have a sport, and like I wasn't like lazy or anything, but it's like, you know, you're kind of just like looking forward to basketball in the winter. You're kind of like lifting a couple times a week, but like
you're a little more relaxed.
Yeah, you're a little more relaxed. When you have like, when you're in season and like you know a game's coming up, it's like you're practicing.
Like, you want to do everything you can to prepare.
Exactly.
For that.
And it's such an amazing feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
Like just sports just ground you, like as a person, like it just grounds you.
I've been definitely a lot more lazy last 2 weeks coming back home for summer. And, you know, I've been waking up a little later, not been as disciplined, but I definitely miss
not going to sleep at 9 and waking up at 5 or 2.
Not even that extreme, bro. Like I'd be struggling to get up at like 7 or 8, bro.
You were a dog for that. That's great. This kid would sleep at 9 o'clock every night.
A couple months.
It's like prime time REM sleep.
Yeah,
but no, because like you did the homework in the morning.
I just had like That's
smart.
That's the only reason I got up that early, just because.
You operate better in the morning.
I'm definitely before breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, walk us through the whole process of like, I'm changing the subject, but like the whole process of like deleting social media and kind of like going through that step by step, and like how it made you feel like in your day-to-day life. Because I know you told me you saw like a lot of improvements and just like.
Let's talk about the social media piece, but let's first talk about the concept of discipline in general.
Okay.
I think when I was living a life where I wasn't as disciplined and I first adopted discipline, my life definitely got a lot better because you have more self-control over yourself. That feels good. You're doing hard things, so other things feel easier. And then deleting social media in particular, there were benefits to it that I saw. So definitely when I first decided to do more discipline in my life, whether it's like sleeping at 9 or deleting social media, or I even like quit music for a few months. But
quit music as in not listening to any music?
Yeah.
Why was that?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I started listening to music again
That's
recently.
very
But
No, but then
Yeah.
like,
See,
when he
I
got
go
back on
extreme
it,
when I
like,
do
sounds
things.
insane.
I go pretty extreme when I do things, and when I'm listening to music, I find myself sometimes I listen to way too much.
Yeah.
Like I'm at the gym, I'm driving in the car, and when I first stopped like completely, I found a lot more peace in my life because I just had more time to think, just more time to be present. But yeah, going back to the discipline piece, definitely at first there's all these benefits you see, but then when I go extreme with things, I kind of got addicted to the discipline as well, where I need that or else my life is shit.
Yeah.
And then you start doing
Yeah.
some disciplines that turn out to be copes. That you're telling yourself that I'm doing this for discipline, but it's honestly just a stupid thing.
Right. Like, if I don't take this cold shower, like something's wrong.
Yeah. But also just things like, I think the recent thing that I've been thinking about is, what are the disciplines I do that are good for me, and what are the disciplines I do that are kind of ruining my life now? I was thinking about this yesterday because I hadn't listened to music in like a month, and I was really thinking that, am I really getting so much peace of mind and from just not listening to music at all? Like, so yesterday I was just driving my sister. We came back from Kava, and I'm like, I'm just gonna listen to music. And I think before I'd feel so much guilt when I did that type of thing, and I'm trying to break that guilt feeling I get because
Music.
yeah, just in general about like
Yeah.
not being
that's
as disciplined.
That's a good point. Like disciplines that serve you a purpose, and others that just become kind of like you just become like
I
religious
just feel
to
like
it.
everything comes with regulation. Like I 100% agree with that. I feel like that's like, because I'm also like off of social media. I've been off of it for like a couple months now. But I feel like in terms of music, like that's the one thing I haven't been able to really cut off. Like I listen to way too much music.
Dude, music is
Yeah,
one of those
me
interesting
too.
things though. Like,
But
It could be good, it could be bad.
yeah, like I mean, I agree. My thought on music is like, I think it's just like I don't know. Like, I don't think music is a bad thing, but like the heads that listen to it for every
Too
single
much.
thing they do.
Too much
Yeah.
of anything is not good.
Like
for
if you're
you,
just
right?
like
So-
in the house, like like with your family.
Like,
or
it's
just,
good to
like,
listen. Yeah.
Like like there's a time and place for everything. But if you're just kind of like, if you like feel like you need it all day, yeah, like
There's just like
anything.
so many
It's
stimuluses
just
now
not-
where like
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
taking you out of the moment. Like that's, I think social media is like the number one driver.
Tell me the benefits you. Like, how long have you been off of social media for?
I've been off it. I mean, I was like a big TikTok bro back
Oh,
then.
yeah.
You ask these guys to make videos all the time. But I've been off of that since like February. Instagram I've been off of since like I think
months.
like like April, like late April. And then same thing with Snap was like a little bit before that. So it's been about like 2 months now.
So
And I just feel like the problem with like, I'm not saying I wasn't locked. I think I was like pretty locked into like my studies and like a lot of things in school. But I feel like getting off of social media kind of helped me stay present and not let other people's lives like distort my own perspective about certain things. Because like it's crazy how the algorithm works. Like for example, let's say like you're a salesman, like and you want to pursue like a sales career in like, real estate. Like when you're searching up things on Safari, like you'll start seeing stuff in your feed. Obviously, everyone knows that, man. Instagram Reels, or like your TikTok feed. But like you'll start seeing people that are like these salesmen in a completely different position and moment in life than you are at. Like they got it made and all that, and you're seeing like all that success. But like what you don't see is like the years and like hours they put into like preparing.
So it gives you a false sense of reality.
Yeah, and you're like, damn, but like I want that, but like, bro, you're not. Like, you have no idea like what it took for them to get at that point, and you start to lose like, you just like you're so clinged to like what you're seeing in the moment
Final
that
product.
you don't like kind of like see like the whole point of it is just the journey itself and getting to that point.
because you only it's
Because the whole point is the journey at the end
yeah.
of the day, right?
I think social media just takes like the best moments of someone's life and just portrays it as their life,
Yeah.
and you don't see all the things that go in the background.
Yeah, and there's definitely kids our age, dude, that have a hard time like seeing that
You're
and like
just seeing like little clips of like the best moments of
Yeah.
someone's life within a 15-second span, and you swipe, and then you still
Yeah.
swipe.
and people
Also-
have a hard time like just like comparing to their own lives, like
I think I realized that I don't need to know what everyone's doing all the time.
Yeah.
It doesn't impact my life in any way, but it does. Knowing it all the time does kind of negatively impact my life
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you're just wasting like brain power and attention and just into people that are probably not even as close to you that you're not as connected with. Just thinking like, oh, like they're having fun, I'm not, when it's probably not true anyways. But I think another thing is just what I saw in me, the number of times I just pick it up throughout the day.
Yeah.
I think reducing my phone pickups has been a bigger goal for me than reducing my screen time.
yeah, I like that.
Because like the screen time itself is just a number, but if you really look at the way you interact with your phone, you can learn a lot more. Where every hint of boredom you have to pick it up. That I think is a problem because you can't really sit by yourself, like at peace with yourself. And I think when you're able to just like sit and be present, you're able to feel a lot better throughout the day.
Yeah.
When you're instead of constantly getting stimulation, going back down, getting stimulation, going back down, and Yeah, that's another benefit of
Yeah, I like that. The pickups are
definitely like a problem and dilemma we're seeing, like just rapidly expand. Like,
Oh yeah,
especially with
younger generation. Yeah,
Yeah, you know, we were the last generation. Like, we had phones early, don't get me wrong, but like, dude, nowadays, bro, like,
Yeah.
And I feel like
I have a
6 years
younger
old.
brother. I have a younger brother who's in 7th grade, and just their life is just different. It's
ours,
It's
dude.
it's so digital. It's you know, instead of
I'm gonna water bottle.
yeah,
You keep
instead
talking.
of going out on a Friday after school, like they're
Yeah.
coming home and playing video games all day. Like, it's just kind of. I mean, we did that too
We
to a
did that,
certain
but, like, dude, when
to
we
a
were
certain
little kids,
extent. But it was just
we were like playing, bro.
It got
yeah.
worse during COVID.
yeah,
That's
for
what I
sure.
hate.
I think COVID definitely
Yeah, I mean, we were young during COVID, but also, like, we were, like,
That's a
old
prime
enough to-
time,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
COVID fucked me too.
yeah. How do you think COVID affect you guys? It's a good topic.
It's like that's when I think the problems with TikTok use and video game use really increased.
Yeah, for sure.
Because pretty much every day, I was scrolling on TikTok for like 4 or 5 hours after I got off Warzone at 3 in the morning, and then I hear the birds chirping
I was
outside.
a big Warzone guy too, trying to get a win and bird chance. Like,
Oh yeah, it was a fun game, bro. I have good memories playing.
But
that
honestly, I feel like video games are not as bad at
Yeah.
all than
At
as
least you're
social
interacting
media.
with people.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
you're like doing
And
something
you're
that's
focused on it for, like,
instead of just like
Yeah, you're still
scrolling
present.
aimlessly.
yeah, even if you're on
for
it
sure.
from 7 p.m. till 2 a.m., like, that's horrible, don't get me wrong. But you're on, like,
You're doing
1 or 2
something.
games
Yeah,
for like a period of time, like locked in on that one game while talking to friends. Like the whole like being in a room, like TikTok all day, like that.
Dude,
That
that's
was a
sad.
problem for me. Like it was a problem for everyone.
I think TikTok is just sad if you're just.
I
spending time on it.
personally don't believe I benefited at all from COVID. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I didn't. There was parts that I enjoyed, like just like obviously like it was a big ass break from school. I mean, if I could go back up, that was too long. But like the break from school, like just being able to like play video games with your boys all day. Like school was easy as shit. Like, but like I really didn't take advantage of it like I should have. Like,
yeah.
You're too young to know what that even
You're-
means. Right?
Yeah, but like we weren't
Take
that
it
young.
away.
Like there's definitely people we know that like really like
Grinded.
yeah. I don't know
For
who,
sure.
but,
Like a lot of
I
people got
definitely,
I mean, I
successful.
grinded a little bit.
I'll say firsthand, like I didn't like
I did not.
I didn't lock in. I didn't take advantage.
Well, some of the people, like some of the podcasts I watched, there's one in particular I think of, like they really utilize that time to grow their platform.
Yeah.
Like one podcast I listened to was Modern Wisdom, and as soon as COVID hit, he was like just going all in, just like podcast, and it just blew up.
That's
But
yeah. I mean,
I think
perfect timing.
if you know like the basics and foundations of what it takes to work hard, and you can definitely utilize that time well. But I think we were still pretty.
We were
young at
too
the time.
young. I
Yeah,
think.
we were-
I
we
think
were
if we were like a little bit
If we
older,
were,
Like college,
at this
yeah.
age now during COVID,
Oh, dude.
we 100% would
Yeah.
have utilized it in a much more
For sure.
way than we did.
for sure.
Because I mean, dude,
We're
that was
freshmen.
that was freshman
Yeah.
sophomore.
You're 8th grade, right?
Yeah. It's tough, but I still think, even if you have that kind of time, I think the biggest problem I have with COVID is spending time inside.
Yeah, that was a
And
problem.
I think I've even seen that recently in the summer, that every time I go out and I meet people and have a good time, my day is just better. But I think the last 2 days I was at home, and that void of time just really kills me. Like, I can even have a list of things I want to do today, but if I'm just in home all day,
Yeah.
I just start to go crazy, and it's like I can't get motivation to do anything.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like, I mean, for me, I'm more of I kind of get more work done at night. I don't know why, it's how I am on the program. So I kind of use the time in the morning when I wake up to kind of go to the gym, get a lift in, get the dopamine running a little bit, come back, shower, make some food, and then like you said, a little list. Like, I have like a mental list. I don't really write down an actual list, but like I know what I'm doing for the day. And then you start like chopping it down one by one, right? Be like, let me get a little break now, let me get some food with my boys, right? Chill out, talk to them, resume some work later, right? I feel like starting your day with a workout would be like extra.
Yeah, that works.
That's
for me,
good.
too. I mean, bro, it's level 1. It's like, bro, lifting is such like we were talking about this the other night. It's such like it's a baseline for everything in your life, bro.
You need exercise.
Like, you need exercise. You need to lift.
That's how your body works,
You need to
man.
lift.
You can't be sedentary.
Every man our age needs to lift.
Yeah,
Not
for
lifting.
sure.
Like you need to lift. You need to lift some weights. No, I'm serious. Like it just
Get in the
makes
gym.
you-
Maybe
yeah,
not
get
even
in the
just
gym.
like lift, but like you just have to
Anything.
find a way to stay active.
Go on a run.
Yeah.
Go on a
Go
run.
run, like
Go fucking
Go wrestle.
do whatever. Yeah, like
Go find a
yeah,
club.
Like yeah,
Like, find a
wrestle.
club.
Yeah.
Literally anything. Do anything to
Jiu-jitsu.
stay active, bro. Like
Yeah, jiu-jitsu's fire.
I want to get into that in
that
college.
shit, you
Yeah.
would like it, bro. We
I
have
think
a
I
friend.
would,
We have a
yeah.
friend that does that.
It's
Yeah.
fire,
My
man.
brother does it too. I told you about that.
So what are some of the things you mentally write down when you accomplish each day?
well, currently I'm taking some summer courses so I can just, eliminate some of the credits that I don't have to take in my school because it's like overly expensive. But taking some summer courses right now. I'm trying to just become like more affiliated and like more knowledgeable of the market, like, especially like futures wise. So I'm like trying to get more involved in that. I mean, that in itself is like a whole other like that's a whole other podcast, but like that's a journey in itself. But it's just great, obviously, just learning it. Like, there's some good days, there's highs, there's lows, but like in terms of just like I've always like liked the idea of like not like a game, but like just something where like you have to apply strategy to it and then win, and then kind of like it's not like okay, there's one possible outcome. Like there's only one or two possible outcomes. Like there's many different ones. Like you could have a trade that can go like completely south and lose a bunch, but like if you like risk manage correctly, you can be like, okay, let me just give myself a break to like calm down, like not let my emotions get the best of me. And I'll pick it up like a couple hours later and see how it is, and like reevaluate the day as it went on. But I feel like that in itself, it also reminds me of like one of my favorite games, which is poker. In terms of just like the like, kind of like I know it sounds like crazy degenerate game like that, but like the idea
He's
of
a
like
poker addict.
trying to like space out how much you want to risk per trade or per bet or per hand in poker, it's like kind of like overlaps a little bit. I've always been big into like games like that. I get like really consumed by it.
Big gambler.
Yeah, a little bit, but yeah, no, I mean that's what I've been like mainly focusing on right now. I wanna when I get back to school, I'm right now a finance major, but I might wanna specifically major in something a little more specific. So I might change it to quantitative finance. I gotta meet up with my advisor about it, but because it's a little more suited towards like what I want to pursue after school. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to getting back, meeting up some of the guys. I knew some people that got some pretty good internships in the city, and a couple like international students from Brazil. Like international students, they have so much money. Like so those guys, they're already set.
It's crazy.
So it's gonna be good to see those guys again. But yeah, but it's like something like that. Also, just like cutting out time for family. Like I think everyone needs to. I think we take for granted, especially like if you have not just like if you have more than just like mother and father, like if you have like siblings and stuff, like we take for granted like their presence and like them being there. Like there's eventually gonna be a time where like you're gonna be doing your own thing and they're gonna be doing their own thing. And you're not gonna see them as often. And like I've been able to like kind of understand that more because I'm on the younger side of my family in terms of like the broader like family tree. My cousins are all older than me. They've either graduated college or they're in college right now. I have like only 2 cousins that are younger than me. So I kind of see like, damn, like I don't really see them that much. And some of my cousins, like they live in Jersey, so it's, we could see each other, but like just again, like they're doing their own thing, I'm doing my own thing. So
Yeah.
there's definitely times where like I want to like sit down, just like hang with my mom, watch a show with her, or like hang out with my sister, go get some food.
Yeah.
Before like eventually there's gonna come a time where like I'm just not gonna see her like that. You know what I mean?
And I think when we get older, we all have our own like life path and everything we're trying to pursue, and like one sibling's here, one sibling's there, and it's hard to get everyone back together again as a whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
For sure.
How do you guys feel about that? In terms of, like, have you gotten noticed that like you kind of took that for granted when you were younger, and now you're starting to realize? I mean, you have a brother too, so you're probably
family
like, spend some time with your bro.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I try to spend as much time with my brother as I can.
He's younger?
Yeah, he's younger, and just like when I was growing up, I had my older sister and my younger brother. Now he's by himself pretty much. So like we're both in school. So I mean, when I'm home, I try to spend as much time with him as possible, just because you need siblings. You need your siblings to be there for you. It's part of your growing up,
Everyone always has like their feuds with their siblings too. Like I remember me and my sister like hated each other back when I was like in middle school.
Yeah,
You know what's funny?
For sure.
My parents and many of the people I talk to, they all talk about all the fights they've gotten into with their siblings and stuff. And me and my sister have never fought once.
Really?
It's just like it's a weird thing that for some reason we've
Are
just
you guys
never
close?
fought. Yeah, we're chill. Like
Wait,
we're chill
hold
with
on,
each other.
Let me break this down a little bit because hold on, because Tristan is way like how many years younger than you? Is he?
5.5.
Okay, 5. That's like a pretty big gap. Not like that's not that crazy, but like that's pretty big. Your sister, nah, she's like 24, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No, she's
5.
25.
Okay, like
Okay.
my brother is 2 years older than me,
Okay.
so I could relate to the fights. I mean, you can too, because it's brother to brother. But like, I
And
can
my
really,
sister.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because your sister's not that much older than you. But I think the closer you are in age, the more you fight. I mean,
Well, we're 4 years apart.
so I mean,
We don't fight at all.
Yeah.
But my mom and my sister fought so much, like 7 years
I don't know
apart.
the brother to sister dynamic.
Yeah, that's
Your mom and
different,
your
yeah.
sister?
Yeah, like my mom and her sister.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I know
my
the
mom.
brother to brother dynamic, especially like
There's something more.
it was bad. There used to be some fist fights in the house.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You need that though.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's
That
definitely
just
good.
happens.
Like
It's all love.
my dad fought with his brothers all the time. There were 3 of them.
It's
so.
all love.
Yeah.
So when we talk about like deleting social media and stuff, and we talk about the younger generation that's below us. I found it's the hardest thing to teach that to someone else, because I think a lot of the improvements we want to make with our life, like deleting social media, or quitting music, or whatever we found that's improved our life,
It's come from you.
it came from us.
Yeah.
Even if we saw some podcast about it, like we're the ones who clicked on it and watched it. And I think teaching that to someone else is probably the hardest thing.
Yeah.
They kind of have to come to it themselves. So what
That's a good point.
do you guys think about that dynamic? Maybe because I think about being a father a lot for some reason. Because I think I definitely want to have kids early, like sometime in my 20s, late 20s.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like an effective way that you could set your kids on the right path, while also not just like forcing anything onto them? Like,
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, I feel like there's always so many lessons you can learn through just physical activity and sports. And even if they don't end up playing a sport in high school, I'm not going to hate my kid for that. But I think as a little kid, like, especially between the ages of like 5 to 9, like I want them to be as active as they can. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like since I've always been involved in sports since like a young age, and we can all agree to this, like it's just laid a solid foundation for us to pursue like other endeavors that might not involve physical activity, but like since we're so committed to a sport and like its regimen that comes along with it, like pursuing that endeavor, we have like the discipline and like, you know, like the faith in ourselves that we can do anything we want as long as we put
Yeah.
into it.
I think that's all you can do, like as a parent, right? Is just set that foundation for your kids, and then like,
Be supportive.
you know, be supportive, and after that, you know, like they kind of choose their
Yeah.
own path.
It does
But,
come a point where
Yeah, all you can do is instill good morals, be a good person, and you know, kind of guide them. But I mean, after that, it's what they want.
But yeah,
What
I
they
mean, it's
make
also
of it,
about
you know?
how we were raised, right? Like, we all played sports at a young age, so we're probably going to encourage that on our kids as well. Like, I mean, honestly, like, I'll probably have the same parenting style as my dad and my mom. They were never too strict. They were never, like, too aggressive with me. Like I kind of basically did what I wanted to do. Because I was
Yeah.
never, like, a bad kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they definitely encourage, like, sports and just, like, being with friends at a young age. Like, and I think every kid needs that. Like, you need to experience life at a young age.
Yeah, you're a good kid, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I was a
Like,
very
you
good
didn't
kid.
do anything till like junior or senior year.
Yeah, I was a very good kid.
Like, I don't know. You just like always like focus on school.
Yeah.
Hard working.
Yeah.
Like in sports.
For me, like it was kind of the opposite. I mean, not the opposite, but I mean,
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're about to. Yeah.
from like, you know, like end of middle school, early high school, like I was getting in trouble a lot. Like me and my parents had like a bad relationship. I just kept getting in trouble. Just kept, you know, just doing stupid stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't go back and change it. I mean, I feel like that's part of why I am the way I am right now. You know, I learned so much in that time frame. And yeah, I don't know.
what do you think was the reason you were getting into so much trouble? Like, has that you think
I
it's
just-
changed now with time? Like, it's gotten better? Or?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
honestly,
the
I
reason
just
why
like
you're making poor decisions.
I was
Or,
just
Well,
like-
yeah. I mean, if you think about yourself right now, you probably think of yourself as a different person than maybe you were
Yeah,
back
for
then,
sure.
so-
I mean, dude, at that
I
age,
think-
it has so
think
much
I
to do
just-
with social, like.
yeah, I just like wasn't really like in check with reality. Like what I thought was important really just wasn't important. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I thought this was cool, and that's what I like. You know, I just thought, just my morals changed. You know, like I thought things that I thought were important in reality are not important at all. And you know, I kind of just had like a wake up call. And it came from athletics. I think it was like kind of like, you know, like I'm pretty good at this sport. Like, you know, if I want it, like I gotta grind. And then I kind of just had like a mental switch, and then you know my life kind of changed from there. Just how I carried myself, and you know.
Yeah, honestly, I will say I saw that firsthand. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw that with a lot of kids. Like, I had a different. You're right. We kind of had opposite. Like, I think COVID played a big part in this, but I was a very like quiet early high schooler, just like not going out a ton. Because my brother was kind of the same way, and I don't think my parents had anything to do with it. I think it's just like seeing friends like do stupid shit like in middle school, and I was like, dude, high school is so like my parents kind of like instilled that in me, like high school is so important like for your future, like maybe a little too much, but like I remember I was so locked in on school, so locked in grades, like sports, like I isolated myself, I prevented myself from going outside the house, and then COVID came around, and whatever, times 10. Whereas a lot of other kids coming out of middle school, like you know, everyone's kind of doing stupid shit, like trying to fit in with the crowd, and then there comes a point in like for you, I would say like maybe sophomore year, junior, early.
Yeah, like end of sophomore
Yeah,
year.
where it's like, all right, like which route do I really want to go? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, what am I good at? Like, what do I really want to do in my life? And yeah, I think I was the opposite as you.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the interesting thing with parenting is that I just think that if you want your kids to have good values and good morals, that you need some degree of strictness.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
the funny thing I found is that when I've talked to like some of the most we go to Petty, so there's a lot of really, really smart academic kids there, and when I talked to some of them, I found that some of the smartest kids had the least strict parents.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is the most surprising thing. Like I talked to one person in particular.
Who?
I don't want to say his name, but just
Come on.
I'll tell you after.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. But he said that he just fucked her. I mean, not he messed around more as a kid. That he wouldn't focus on school and stuff. He just played video games and mess around with his friends. So, but he said that from making his own mistakes, he learned much more faster. And then once he realized that he wanted to do it for himself and not for anyone else, then he started to like lock in. And he took so many math classes like middle school. He came into Petty, taking calculus BC as a freshman. All on his own because he just wanted to work hard and he's going to some really good school now. As a freshman in high school, to Calc BC.
That's great.
So, and what I thought about it more, that the more you force something on someone, the more repulsive they become.
Yeah.
And
The more they're not going to want to do it.
I've noticed that a lot over the last few weeks as well, being at home. That like, the more I tell my sister like stop spending so much time on Snapchat, the more she'll want to like, not the more she'll want to, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't understand why. Like she'll just keep doing it. Like the more, like my grandparents tell me to stop eating meat. The more I'm like fuck that. Stop eating meat.
Let's talk about that after this.
Yeah, I was just like, the more and more they give me arguments why not, the more and more I just want to keep eating meat.
No, yeah, you had a big bro. This kid was.
We'll talk
were
about
you
that.
Vegan or vegetarian?
Vegetarian.
Vegetarian.
17 years of my life, yeah.
Halfway through the year, this kid just starts eating fucking chicken and shit.
How long were you vegetarian for? Your whole
17
life?
years.
Jeez.
I didn't eat chicken until this year.
What?
That's insane. I like saw you.
And I got
started.
Did you
I got
feel
a lot
the
bigger.
difference
Yeah.
in your?
I mean, it wasn't some big change that I ate it and I feel like I'm levitating or some shit.
No, yeah.
I think over time though, like after a few months of eating it, I gained the most muscle in senior spring.
Yeah, bro. Like,
Can you like describe like that first experience?
It wasn't anything crazy.
Really?
It tasted like how I thought it. It's also
yeah,
like petty.
Right. I don't think it would be that crazy.
Yeah.
No.
People expect it to be.
What did your parents say
Totally
about that?
My dad eats meat,
Okay.
so it wasn't crazy. It's just that my mom, they had like some agreement early on that the kids would be vegetarian. And I guess when they're older, they can do whatever they want. But my dad eats meat. He doesn't eat meat at home. Like we don't make meat at home. But so yeah, I started with me. Like it was hard for me to switch.
Yeah.
Because I honestly just didn't want to break my mom's heart.
Yeah.
Because for her, it's really, really a big deal. And I think a lot of her beliefs and life principles come from that. It's baked into that. I think it's more of a religious reason why. So at first, it felt a little bit guilty. Like I felt a little bit guilty making that switch, but I realized that no matter how much I'd ask her, she'd never say yes. So I kind of just had to tell her one day, like, okay, I'm just doing it. Like I'm not asking you. I'm eating meat now. And then I said, this is just what's happening.
You gotta make decisions for
And
yourself.
then I just like, she just accepts it. Like, okay, this is what's happening now. So I guess she's okay with it now. I mean, she ideally not want me to eat meat, but it's not like our relationship got worse. Like, we still have a good relationship with each other, luckily. But it's still a big deal to her.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, she probably knew at some point. She was like, eventually he's gonna get old enough where like he's gonna want to just like, say like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And as a parent, like, I feel like I'm only gonna strain my relationship more if I try to restrict that, restrict him from making his own decisions. So like, she knew like that coming that day, she was just gonna come out with what she knew. And like eventually over time, like, that's not gonna change your relationship. Like she's still gonna.
Yeah, luckily, yeah. I mean, like, I think sometimes it'll be a bit more emotional. Like when she's in her emotional state, it'll be pretty bad. But then overall, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think from a health perspective, it's you need meat in your diet.
Yeah.
You eat meat.
Got it.
Red meat.
Steak.
Steak.
Oh yeah.
Need steak in your life.
Big steak guy over here. Little London broil.
This guy's
I haven't
always
had a
talking
steak
about
yet.
London
I haven't
broil.
had a steak yet.
Really?
Yeah, steak.
I mean, I've had like beef and stuff, but I've not had a steak yet.
You gotta have
We'll
steak.
get some steak at a
Yeah,
nice
get
restaurant.
Yeah, we should.
Dude, then you'll start falling.
Bro, if you ever have Kobe beef, dude, he's gonna. Shit's crazy.
Nah, but like I don't think like you asked him if it was like such a big deal. Like I feel like I mean you could relate, but like do you think it'd be that crazy?
I feel like if I would,
Maybe if steak was the first piece of meat you had.
if
you'd
you had like
oh my
actual
god, this
like
shit's good.
act like not some school shit. If you had some
Yeah.
The first thing I had was Panera Bread.
Panera bread,
We were just like in New York. I mean, it's okay.
yeah, it's tight. But if you had like some like meat New York steakhouse, like filet mignon. Oh my god. It's like I went to like this steakhouse in New York, right? And Kobe beef, it's like this renowned, like really, really like.
It's like known as the best.
Like, yeah, it's like known as the best. It's like really expensive, and like well, the first time don't get me wrong, I've always loved steak, but like this is my first time ever having Kobe beef. The first time I bit into a Kobe beef like little piece of steak, I deadass like I started having like a reaction that I was like uncontrollably smiling. And, like, it was just like melting in my mouth.
The secret to happiness.
No, I was like, this is like one of probably the best food moment in my life. Like it was
Yo, that's great.
Yeah, what's your best food moments?
Dude, I couldn't tell you.
That's a hard question, right?
It is a hard question. We've had so much food in our lives that like
it's easy for me.
That's probably when you're like.
I couldn't tell you like the best piece of fucking pizza I had or like the best like.
That's hard to say. But
it's more just like repetitive, like bro, Chipotle never.
Actually, I was about to say, my best food moment is when I fasted the whole day and doing a wrestling tournament and then ate Chipotle.
Holy shit.
Because it was Mercer County's. It's the biggest tournament we go besides Pottstown. It's the biggest tournament we go to.
Yeah.
We were there in the gym from 6 a.m. to like 9 p.m.
You didn't eat?
And I think I ate something like a bar in the morning and then I fasted the rest of the day. But the thing was like just being there the whole day was crazy. It was, imagine like a gym that's packed with like hundreds of people, and the thing with these wrestling matches there's like hundreds of bouts, right? Because there's 15, 20 schools there. Bunch of brackets of 14 different weight classes, like 14 times, like that's so many people there, all have different matches going on. You have to keep checking the app, refreshing it to see. The app's kind of shitty as well. You got to see when's my bout coming up, what's my number. Oh, I'm 323, I'm 100 bouts away.
It reminds me of just like track. Like some of the meets would go from like 7 a.m. 8 a.m. in the morning to like 6 p.m., 7 p.m.
But they're fun, man.
Yeah,
because there was a 3-hour gap where I wasn't wrestling, and me and my friend we just like explored I think it was Robbinsville. And we just like go around and fucked around the playground.
I feel like it's fun like once you're done competing. Like, but if you still have to compete,
I still had it. Yeah.
I mean, if it's like for running wise, I remember like if I had like some of my events like later in the meet, I'd be like waiting like the entire time watching other people run and be like, bro, like I'm just trying to get this over with, like you know what I mean? And like I'm not really enjoying myself because like again like it's running, like I'm kind of like clenched up a little bit. I'm like just stretching out. I'm like, damn, it's like my third time doing like dynamic stretching. Like it's like I don't know. I prefer always like running my events like in the beginning of the meet.
Yeah.
And, like, just
I want to get it done with.
And then fucking around with my boys after.
Luckily, since I was a lightweight, even on the day itself, I'd always usually have the first match that I'm just get done with. On the tournament county day, it wasn't terrible for me because I won 1 and 2. So when you lose 2 matches, you're out the bracket. So I was done by like 2 or 3 p.m. But 2 of my friends, like Brock and Connor, they were in the finals.
Brock's
a big guy.
You know Brock?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Dude, he did really well this year.
Dude, Brock is gonna go Ivy football.
You think so? Yeah. He's really good. But yeah, he was wrestling till like, imagine wrestling from like 6 a.m. to like 7 p.m. But you only have like 4 matches that are like 15 minutes long throughout the day, and you're always stressed about it. So for him, it was a lot worse. For me, I was on like 3 or 4 p.m. But those days are fun, man.
All right, let's get a different topic going.
You get a topic. I'm gonna check the camera. I get stressed out. This is not recording.
What if the shit was
beating your meat?
Oh fuck.
I can't talk about that.
Why? Because you still be jerking.
Let's go.
All right. Well, that's my best food moment. That's his best food moment. You're up, Murph.
I don't have a best food.
You gotta find one, bro. What about you?
Just think about a time where you guys really sat down and looked at your piece of food and you were like, took a bite out of it and you're like, this is really good. You know what I mean? Just think about a time.
I mean, shit, bro. Every weekend when I'm hammered. In the city, no, seriously. Like, sometimes when you go to the city for school a lot, it's like when we go out, sometimes, like, and there's, like, in the city, there's pizza restaurants, like, every corner. Like, 99-cent pizza, like, but I'm telling you, 99-cent pizza. No. 90-cent pizza is different. It's so good. I'm not gonna lie. It's so good. It's so good.
You can't sleep on the holes in the walls.
No, dude, they're not even like crappy. Like they're just 99-cent pizza. Like I don't know why they're not like crappy. Like
just one slice.
One slice,
Pretty,
99
like, pretty
cheese
stackable.
slice. Yeah, normal size.
It's crazy.
It's so
You
fire.
just get like 2 of them and. Like,
Oh, I'll get like 4 of them. $4 for 4 slices of pizza.
New York pizza.
New York pizza is so
Shit is
good.
different.
It's so good.
Bro,
That's why I can't eat pizza now that I'm back here. I'm like,
different,
it's so
bro.
bad.
I hate when people on like the West Coast or just people who haven't had New York pizza like, dude, it can't be that much better. No, fuck out of here. Dude,
I love that
different.
thin pizza.
Yeah, that thin crust.
It's like one thing I miss.
Crunchy
Like,
bite.
when I went to school.
Or even bagels near.
How far is New York from here?
Huh?
How far is New York from here?
New York from here?
It's pretty close,
It's
right?
like a 30, 40-minute train ride.
Yeah.
Driving or train?
Yeah,
Like 40.
Drive could get a little. It just depends on traffic.
Drive can get a
yeah.
little dicey. Like, if we go as a friend group, like, just take the train station down Watchung Ave, 30, 40
because we're up in like North Jersey right now. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
closer.
we're pretty north.
Sick.
Yeah.
What you guys been up to?
Jerking off.
Few weeks.
Yeah.
Well, you guys.
Nah, I'm joking. Wait, who?
Yo, Murph, do
Yeah,
you
it's a
jerk
joke.
off still?
He's capping. He's capping. I can see on his face.
The spotlight is not on me right now, bro.
What do we think about? What do we think about that?
Not
Should
jacking
we get
off.
into it? Like, what do you think about it?
You guys start.
All right.
I think it's better if you don't.
Oh no, I'll start. What? Better if we don't
Jack
talk about
off.
it?
Jack off.
Oh well, like, look, I'll say this. This is all I'll say.
Let's try it right now and see how it goes.
No, this is all I'll say. We're all 18, 19-year-old men, right? The testosterone is the highest it's ever been. It's gonna get higher, but it's at the highest it's ever been in our lives. We're all active. We all lift weights. We all, you know what I'm saying? Our testosterone is pumping at all points of the day. And the one thing I'll say is, like, if you're not actively, like, if you're not sexually active, like, you don't have like a girlfriend, like, and I know it sounds funny, but like most people our age are like gonna do it like frequently, right?
Jerk off? Or
Yeah.
have sex?
No,
Jerk off.
jerk off. For that reason specifically, the testosterone is through the roof. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But imagine you cage that up and you build that up and you just
Yeah, no, I
you
mean,
become an animal.
I've had times where you go a few months and
Yeah, those are
you
good-
feel
those
like
are
a
good
dog,
months.
but like there's got to be a time where you like let it loose, like, cause
I mean, like, I feel like for me, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, back in the day, like, there wasn't a time where I wouldn't go like 1 week without doing like that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
During,
yeah.
like, during like the school year.
are we
during-
talking like 8th grade? Cause that shit was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, like
COVID.
8th grade and like even till
COVID,
like, basically-
yeah,
basically
COVID,
till
I was
college.
strict
That's
with
when it started. bro.
But I feel like once I went
That
to
was a daily.
college,
Yeah,
I was
for
like
sure.
chill. Like
I'm mature
I
enough
actually
to
like I actually want to just chill out, bro. Because I feel like
Yeah, you just feel
when
like
I
a
take
loser.
longer breaks,
That's the only problem I have with it.
I start becoming like not even just like more focused, but like less impulsive. I feel like when you when you take like long. I remember I was like my longest I've ever gone was like maybe like a month.
Mine was
like
3
a
months.
month, like over a month. And I remember like when I was like over a month, like I was just thinking really clearly and like
No, it's really true though.
I was just like very like at one. Like I wasn't like giving in so much reaction to like certain
Yeah.
things
To
happening, whether they were good or
to
bad.
anything,
I was just
yeah.
like kind of accepting them for what they are
Yeah.
and like kind of standing back and observing more rather than just like immediately reacting. And I feel like when you're doing that all the time, not only does it just like crush your drive to get things done, but I feel like at the same time it also leads to just I don't even know, just being like more impulsive and giving into like
No, I agree with the impulsive piece. Like, you know, and social media plays a part in this. You know, you see a girl on Instagram and you immediately get a little, you know, whatever, and like the immediate reaction is like,
Jerk off.
yeah,
And I think that's a
applies
big
to
problem
everything.
with social media nowadays. And I had this conversation. I was actually at the gym with one of my friends, and we were in the sauna and we were talking, and a random guy came in the sauna, and it was like he was like a middle-aged gay white man,
Okay.
and we just had like a 2-hour conversation.
2 hours in the sauna.
Well, it moved. It started in the sauna. We moved out of the sauna.
Cold plunge.
But it was just a 2-hour conversation, and it kind of started with that. Kind of started with porn, and he was kind of arguing that like porn is like
I wonder what his perspective
is a good industry, like is a respectable industry to get into. And
That's a
I was
different
kind
question.
to get into. That is a different topic.
Yeah.
well, not like just saying that porn is a respectable thing. Like
Well,
it's
it's not
not a bad thing, and I was kind of like
It's not
I don't really agree. And I think like especially nowadays,
What
like
was his opinion? It was.
That
he
it's
thought that
respectable.
porn is respectable, and he's like, I have a ton of friends who are in porn, and it's,
Damn.
and like I don't know, you're just saying all these
Is
things.
it gay porn?
Probably.
So he's definitely biased. That's
Yeah, he's
not-
100% biased, and that's kind of where me and Otto won this argument because we're like, dude, like, whatever. But it was a long argument, but basically, what I was arguing was like,
I gotta get him on the pod. You have his number?
like I just think that
Next
like
episode.
what porn does nowadays, especially with like OnlyFans and like TikTok and Instagram, like women are overly sexualized, right? And it's like you go on Instagram and you see a girl like bent over with their ass out promoting their OnlyFans every time you scroll on Instagram, and it's like imagine you're like in 8th grade and you've never had like a sexual interaction, not even a sexual
Great
interaction,
point.
but just an
think-
intimate interaction with the girl.
Yeah.
And then
We
you go on
should-
Instagram and all you see is sexual things about females. It's like that's all you think about with women.
We
It's
should
just
look at
sex.
porn and jacking off as like two separate things because you can. I've actually jacked off a lot without watching porn.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
I'm
It's a
grateful
great point.
for.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Well,
I think
porn
let's
is
talk
bad.
about
Porn
jacking
is
off
bad.
first, and let's go to porn.
Yeah.
I think I agree with.
This is crazy. All right, let's go.
I think I agree with Ryan's point that it's not jacking off. It's not gonna make a big difference in your testosterone. Maybe,
Yeah.
but I think the biggest problem is that your self-image.
Yeah.
Whenever I jack off a lot, I have a poor self-image,
Yeah, for sure.
and I don't like that.
Yeah.
When I go like weeks, months without jacking off, I feel good about who
Feel
I
better.
am.
Yeah.
And I think just for that reason, it's better not to. And
Yeah.
I try not
Yeah,
to.
that's fair.
And
that's a fair
I'm
point.
not always successful, but I try my best
Yeah.
to
But
go this long periods.
if it is regulated, like, and you're not watching, right? You do it without the porn, then I don't think it's a bad thing.
What if you're watching your own porn?
Well,
I actually like. I low key.
I don't know.
it's a tough question. What do you guys think?
I don't know,
I
man.
100% agree with what you're saying. But I feel like
I think that's better.
at the end of the day, you can say
What,
like
watching your
what you
porn?
want to say.
Yeah.
But like, if you like see that, like, okay, I do this and like it actually helps me like decompress. And
Does,
make
is
sure-
that
but, like,
bullshit? Is that cope or is that real?
But like, no, but I think it depends on who you are as a person. Because like for me, like I feel like every time I do that shit, I hate myself. And
Yeah,
it's
same.
like, what am I doing?
Yeah, but
I
how
don't
about
feel
the- how about
decompressed.
How about the minutes leading up to it where you feel like you needed it?
It's not worth it, bro. For like 30 seconds.
It's really not.
So I gotta get on the ground and start banging out some push.
Funny how everyone says, but isn't it funny how everyone says the same thing? There's never. Tell me a time you heard a person say like, "Yeah, whatever, I did it," and like I felt good after. No, every single time. Oh, I feel like a loser. Like, why am I doing that? Like,
Yeah.
And it's funny how like.
And you forget.
That's always the
You forget that
response.
feeling when you're about to do it.
Yeah.
It fools you.
It's so
crazy.
powerful.
It tricks you.
So
It slaps you in the face.
So
It's a
powerful.
very powerful. It is a very powerful thing. It's a little scary to be honest. I liked what Ian was saying about the younger kids.
You talk about porn, so
Yeah.
I think I don't even think in controlled amounts. I'm grateful that I never got into it. I
You
just
never
like
watched it?
maybe once or twice, but I never got
That's
into
it? Really?
Like, I've never got into it,
That's
and I think a lot of it's come down to your environment and stuff, and it just never started as an addiction.
That's
and
good,
never-
bro.
By the time
That's really
I
good.
realized that
fucking
by the time I'm jacking off, by the time I'm jacking off every day, and I'm
What do you
starting to
think?
realize
Ours
it's not
fucking
good for
count
me.
as combined.
It's like, why would I go start watching porn now?
Yeah, yeah,
That I already kind of know it's bad for me. So I just stayed away from it. It was easy when you have never done it in the first place
Yeah.
to stay away from it. But I
These
just think
guys
that
were fucking watching porn in 4th grade.
together.
That's JB. JB.
I think I was like.
But it's like a reality these days, though. 'Cause it's so easy to access.
And that's
now.
what I'm saying. Like,
You on
imagine being
TikTok,
a
like,
4th grader and
on
you're
TikTok,
watching
bro.
porn. It's like,
Fucked
bro,
up. I think
your
the
brain
problem
is
with it,
fucked.
And as a
Man.
little kid,
like, bro,
Yeah,
imagine just like
sex.
walking
And then
around.
I can't blame them, but I feel bad for them because it's
I'm
not
not-
their fault. It's like they got fucked.
And it goes back to the parenting part.
They're
Like,
growing up.
what the fuck do we do?
100%.
and that also goes back to like what you
Being
were
a
saying
parent
before.
nowadays is like this is one of the most important.
Because no one's like well equipped. Like they don't know
no
what's
one
coming.
is, and especially because people are getting married and having kids way too fucking.
And then they're getting
No one knows
divorced,
what
and then
they're
they
doing.
don't even have
You got
parents.
These like stupid ass fucking millennials, like
Yeah.
from age like 25 and 35, having kids. Don't get me wrong, like it's not like if you're ready to have kids, but like
If you're mature enough. and stuff.
yeah, it's when you're fucking mature enough. Like you're like these bros like I don't know.
Yeah, that's also like another topic.
Like
Bro,
this is the hardest
imagine-
time to raise a kid.
Imagine
Why?
walking around as like a 7th grader and you're talking to a girl or something, and you just have images of fucking porn popping in your
Yeah,
mind.
and you see their
That's
boobs
fucked
and you're
up.
like, oh, like, fuck, sex.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Like, bro, you can't.
And like you said,
you forget how to
never
like
had
fucking
that
operate
intimate-
socially.
You never had an intimate relationship, and not only that, you've never even probably at that age had an intimate like conversation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dialogue with a woman on that level.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fucked. I think the whole industry is fucked. What that gay dude was saying in the song, like,
Oh, it's
Oh,
all
he was
Listen,
on.
it's
He was
completely
saying
wrong.
bullshit.
He's completely wrong. I'm not against gays. Like that's not my point of view here. But like, what his friends that do that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, his every single argument that he has was biased.
I'd like to hear his argument as to why it's because he wasn't saying it's good to watch, right? He's saying the industry is good.
Respectable.
He's saying, yeah,
That's even worse. I think the industry is
Like
even
it's
less
respectable to be
respectable
involved
than
in the
yeah,
industry.
100%.
I mean,
Your life's
Look,
work
look,
is you having sex for other people. Like
It's
it's
fucked up.
pretty
hold on,
sexist
wait.
and intimate.
What
relationship.
argument could you get more behind, though? Right? That porn in itself is a respectable industry, like the people who are in it, or porn is. I don't want to say good to watch. Like it's okay. Like it's good to watch.
Like, once in a while.
Yeah. Which one could you get more behind?
That
What do
porn
you
is,
which one's like more sport?
I think I could get more behind that it's okay to watch.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not
for
gonna
sure.
lie, dude,
I
if you're
mean,
in the
people have been
industry,
watching
that's
porn
fucked up,
for
Magazines.
magazines or photos. You know, it's like been a
Everyone's
thing. It's
gonna
pretty
do it.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the
It's
industry,
just to the extent of where we are with social media now that it's so oversaturated. It's so saturated and it's like everywhere. It's all in your face at 24/7. It's always
Yeah,
there.
like social media is porn.
Yeah, literally. Social
that's why
media
it
is
sucks
porn.
for the young kids. I feel bad.
It's like another reason also like just get off of that.
Yeah.
Like, at least a little bit. Like, if you haven't tried it before, like try it for like at least like 2 weeks or something and see how like different.
It wasn't like that before. When I first got Instagram and stuff in 7th grade,
It wasn't.
I felt like it was like I'm looking at my NBA shit and
all
like,
sports.
texting my friends. Like this stuff started at COVID. All like the porn shit on
Yeah.
Instagram and stuff. Like it's
That is true.
TikTok.
Instagram
Bro.
is not the same.
Scroll, see some hot girl.
Everyone's hopping on that fucking
So
story.
fuck.
Shit.
So,
But yeah, it's funny how everyone's like found out TikTok's secret and they're all hopping on that shit. Everyone's adding like the little like the rectangle scroll shit. You know what I mean?
Like the algorithm.
Well, look, Instagram never had Instagram Reels. YouTube never had YouTube Shorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every app has it.
Fuck Snapchat. I downloaded
Snapchat,
Snapchat
yeah.
again 2 weeks ago. Remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
I deleted it again.
YouTube.
But dude, I didn't realize Snapchat had that shit too.
Dude, yeah.
It's crazy.
It fucking hijacks your brain.
It's so
The
bad because
reward
it's so addicting. Like you can just catch yourself scrolling, like, and you just won't even. Your time will just fly by. Like,
Like it's unconscious too.
yeah.
One of the things I just remembered is when I first deleted TikTok in 2022 August. So many times I sit on the toilet, open my phone, and scroll and type T. I'm like, oh shit, I don't have that shit no more.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know I was gonna go click on it. It's already like some system inside of me that's just
Yeah.
like.
you know what kind of helps me since I've been off with all that? Cause I still have LinkedIn. I feel like scrolling on LinkedIn's kind of tough. Cause like it's like, and you're like at least checking in with like what people like kind of
Nah, yeah, I
what they're
agree with
doing.
that.
And, like, but it's like actually like somewhat.
You could
kind of-
scroll, but it's a little more professional.
Professional school.
Yeah.
Professional school.
You see your boys are getting internships and shit. So it's kind of.
So happy for them, man.
We're growing up. It's,
Let me check it out. Let me check it out.
Yeah.
Get him on the pod. Get him on the pod.
But
Carson.
What's Carson up to?
We were just talking about.
Dude, he's always on my LinkedIn. He's like, I think he's right now trying to get like his like license for like real estate or something, like some certification.
He's into real estate.
Because he goes to NYU.
it's fine.
He's at the NYU business school. Yeah, he's smart.
I need to wrap this up soon. I think I gotta.
Alright.
I mean,
Well,
or
you
you
can
guys
do
can continue and yeah.
Yeah, whatever. You gotta work.
Yeah.
Where you work?
I'm coaching. I practice.
Oh yeah, you told us
Yeah.
at the beginning. Lacrosse, right? You got practice today. Is this what level? Is it middle school, high school?
This is high school, yeah. So it's gonna be I'm coaching juniors. Well, they're gonna be seniors next year, so they're class of
Way better than
2025.
coaching 12-year-olds.
Yeah, that was sick.
Wait, are they? You obviously recognize some of the kids, right? Like you play with them before.
Kids that I'm
It's the
coaching.
same school you went to, right?
No, this is for
Oh.
a club. This is for
Oh, okay.
club lacrosse, so it's not Montclair. No, none of the kids I really recognize. Like, I don't think I played against any of them. I definitely have, but like they probably weren't
You don't know any
on
of their names?
varsity. No, I know their names.
When
No,
did you?
like, do you recognize their name?
Oh no.
When did you realize you're good at lacrosse?
I mean, I've always been like a pretty good athlete, you know. So like, I always was pretty confident in my lacrosse. But I mean, definitely like, we didn't have a lacrosse season freshman year, so I kind of
Was
like.
that the COVID year?
Because that was COVID, so I was kind of a little disconnected, and I didn't really get to like see where I was comparatively to like everyone else at the high school level. And then we came back sophomore year, and I had a really good season my sophomore year, and I played a lot on varsity, and I kind of like just was able to compare myself with other people who are, you know, playing lacrosse in college and doing these different things, and I kind of just realized like I was pretty good.
Yeah, speaking on his behalf too. I mean, mine as well. I mean, I wasn't like, because I was always like a small kid, and like lacrosse is such like a. Don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of skill that goes into it, but like you kind of just have to be like a dog. And you got to be like big, you got to be strong, you got to be fearless and all that. And I just didn't have that in me until junior year, and that really sucked. Freshman year, like our whole entire spring, we had like 2 tryouts.
Yeah.
I remember like him and some other guys. We were freshmen at the time, made varsity, and the entire season got stripped from us. And like you said, to like have that like potential that like it just like went to waste. And like sophomore year we had a season, but like we were home the whole year, and it's just like
Yeah.
you
Do
didn't
you have,
really
do
get
you have
to
games sophomore year?
yeah. No crowd, but like we didn't really get to see like how good we were until like later.
Yeah,
in high school.
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, he was always a good athlete. Like, it's kind of how it was. You weren't a good athlete.
This guy was never a good athlete to me.
Nah, Marcus.
Wait, so remind me again. You know, are you playing a sport at UMiami?
No.
Okay.
I could have ran like D3, but like I'm not running again. Like I was
Yeah.
kind of done. I mean, like I also got into running because a lot of my friends were also doing it.
So when you run these days, like, are you training for something or?
I barely.
He doesn't.
Oh, you barely run.
He's a big gym guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I feel like this is the perfect time to like expand my frame as much as I possibly can.
Yeah.
All the testosterone, like he said, was pumping.
Yeah.
Then eventually, like obviously, once you're running, you're always running. I'll get back to it. Again.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
And then like me and him ran like I think like a week, like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Murph challenge.
I had a great
You
time.
should do it, bro.
Was it?
You would like it. The Murph challenge.
What is that?
It's 300 squat. It's a
No,
mile
It's a
run.
mile run.
It's a Murph challenge. You made this?
No, that's
Oh.
what everyone asked, bro. It's like some like former Marine.
I thought you
Like,
challenged them to go do some shit.
Well, look, we did it
It's
here
a
though.
mile run,
Okay.
and then you come back. You do 300 squats,
Body weight.
200 push-ups, 100 pull-ups,
And then finish it off with
100 pull-ups is crazy.
and then
it's
another
hard.
mile on top.
Look,
of that.
100 like together?
Sorry.
Or you take a break?
You could
and
break them up.
Okay.
Break them
So
up.
we did it here.
And then we added 100
You
crunches.
You did
as
100
well.
pull-ups.
It's hard.
You did 100 pull-ups.
Yeah.
How long did that take you?
It took us like
Like the first couple sets, you're doing 10 at a time.
Yeah.
Dude, you're light. Like I want to.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably bank that.
You're like doing 10 at a
hour
time.
40.
Yeah.
The whole thing? The whole thing, right?
Yeah, but we were also like
We were in a group.
we were talking.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
But then,
You guys got it done, though.
we could have gone
you
faster.
kind of get like 6 in a row, and then you're like 3, and then
Some-
you just kind of
some
do like
cope-
one at a
yeah.
time, one at a time. But you can bang it out. It's hard. The pull-ups are definitely.
No,
the
I'm not.
hardest,
The
right?
most slept on part of it is kind of like the squat because I'm not
Yeah.
gonna like doing the
300?
squats because we wanted to get the squats immediately over with. So like hitting that after the mile run, I'm not gonna lie, like 150, 160.
You're also sore a little bit from the
Yeah, we were sore. I was saying legs.
Yeah, those are burning. And we did what? We did 50 squats, sets
Yeah,
of
you gotta do
50.
sets of
Yeah,
50.
sets of 50.
Yeah, like by that like 40th rep, you're like, oh
Fuck this
man.
shit.
I obviously wasn't participating in that due to my knee injury, but. but
So this is recent.
What?
Oh, you guys just did this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
a
a
week or
couple
2
weeks
ago.
ago,
But
yeah.
I was in
amazing.
the pull-ups and the push-ups with you guys. The push-ups are kind of like. That shit's kind of like.
We also added some crunches in there. I obviously had to target the core area.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you added 100 crunches.
Well, elevated Murph challenge.
Yeah.
Did this
It's
guys,
supposed to be done with the weight vest on.
Yeah.
Oh,
But we didn't get.
No
We
one
didn't.
does
Yeah.
that. 10-pound weight vest. It's not easy.
Yeah,
bro.
we could definitely.
and this is a Navy SEAL. You said maybe.
I believe, yeah. A lot of people do it on like Memorial Day and shit. Just, it's cool, bro. You should try
Yeah,
it.
you would like one of my wrestling coaches, Ryan Bennett.
It's my guy, bro.
Yeah, I did a podcast with him, like episode 22. He just ran an ultra marathon, 50 miles. He's 50,
Teacher.
50
my
years
math
old.
Teacher.
He's 50
That's
years
actually
old.
my guy, bro. I love that dude.
That's crazy.
I'm
He's
trying,
like-
I'm trying to be on that time.
He's the chillest teacher, bro. He's the best teacher I've ever had, bro. I love that dude.
Yeah, he's an amazing person. He's always doing
He
something.
is an amazing person.
He's always
Not to
involved.
sound weird, he is.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually,
He's a great guy.
bro. He's like, yeah, he's the man. I love that dude. Dude ran 50. How old is he?
He's 50 years old. 50 for 50.
Bro, like
That's crazy.
It's a couch.
that podcast. You should watch that. That's cool. Like hearing
It was
his
a
story
fun
as to
podcast.
why he did that.
It's a little long. It's like 2.5 hours long. But
That yeah, fuck,
that's the longest one I did. yeah,
dude. That's 2 marathons, bro.
it's
Fuck.
fucking
It's
insane.
insane.
He does triathlons and he
Like that's no funny shit. It's not your
and
body.
he also
I
It's
feel
not your
like-
body.
No, not triathlon, but I feel like I could definitely do like you know, like those Spartan races. I feel like I could probably do that.
what are those?
Those are like it's like a mix of like super long endurance runs and then also like a mix of just like some strenuous like upper body exercise like climbing a rope or like
Okay.
like going through like some trenches. Like my dad did one time. He got it done, but like that looked crazy. At one point you had to like run through fire. I don't even.
Oh wait, what?
I do that.
Run through
you-
fire?
It,
a
yeah, it was
lecture.
like
I
it was like a
do
little
that.
thing. You
That's
had
a
to kind of like run through and jump through like the little like
I do that.
wall. Like,
Oh, okay.
it was definitely. I remember watching that 7. That was crazy.
That's incredible.
Let's finish this fucker off with a good topic. With a banger.
I gotta go.
You gotta be out.
Gotta go.
We'll finish it off.
Thanks for
with
having me on the
Yeah,
pod,
of course, bro.
with a
Nice to meet
spicy
you, bro.
topic. All right,
See you guys.
It's good talking to you. Again.
Some good combos.
Peace.
bro. Let's get like one more. quick
I had something
topic.
in me, but I forgot it.
Really?
Alright, bro, catch you guys.
All right.
Peace.
I mean,
I'm going
I don't know.
on.
all this thinking shit we can cut out, right?
Huh?
Like us.
Oh
just,
yeah, I mean like it's a natural flow. Like no one's gonna give a fuck as long as we get something quick.
I don't know.
So like, what about you, dude? Like, I feel like you've been kind of like directing the questions towards everyone, but like, what are you looking forward to? Like going to school? Like, do you plan on doing anything on the side, or just like your education? Or
Yeah. I would say in terms of excitement, there's 2 parts to it. One, I'm just excited to just fuck around as much as possible freshman year, or at least fall term. I think what I've noticed with patterns in me over high school, I like to periodize things, or I like to have moments of like discipline and like hard work, but then I also just like to have as much fun as possible in other periods.
I like that.
So I kind of like go in and out of different kinds of lifestyles. And I think since I'm still young, I'm not gone like super extreme like discipline mode where like, I still want to be social when I'm disciplined, because like when you're still young, you still want to make sure you don't lose that. But I've definitely seen like a junior fall, is like the ultimate no discipline, just fuck around as much as possible. And then junior winter, junior spring, I'm like super disciplined. It just like goes up and down after that. But I think when I'm looking ahead, like this summer is more on like the discipline side of it, where I'm just really trying to build a lot of more muscle, gain like 10 pounds or so, and then definitely that fall term in Michigan, I want to have fun and enjoy myself.
That's a good.
But
I like that.
I think that to your question, like going on beyond my education and everything, I definitely want to get into business because I think that although I'm majoring in computer science, when I look back at patterns in myself from my childhood, I've always liked building things, and like whether it's games for like, all my friends when we were in like first grade that we just all play, or now like the podcast I'm building, or this other project I worked on with my friends. I always like building things and building them from the ground up. What's up?
Yeah.
So I think that matches perfectly with like business and entrepreneurship. So I think definitely down the road when I'm more obsessed with like making money and like trying to grow something, I definitely go all in and try to do something. I just thought that why wait? Just like start the podcast now. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not going crazy. I'm not like trying to grow it crazily right now. But I'm just like doing a podcast a week, just having fun with it, seeing if it's something I like enough to keep doing it. If I could do it again, like if I'm doing this every week for 2 years, I'd probably like it enough.
I feel like with like a lot of side hustles or like endeavors that you want to pursue, it always comes back to like, okay, am I just doing this because I want to make money, or am I doing this because I genuinely like what I'm doing? And I know like when the rough gets going, I'm gonna stick to it because I feel like the way you're doing it now, like you're not obviously doing it for money. You just like talking, to them, interacting with them, and like asking them questions about their lives and like relating it back to like yours, right? And like you get there's like a good part, like there's like just a good
get a lot out of it.
Yeah, you get a lot out of a podcast. And I feel like that's just like I feel like once you like make money like the main priority of anything you're trying to pursue, like it becomes like an issue. Like you wanna, money should always be like a byproduct of whatever you want to pursue, like in terms of like your professional career, or like any like side hustle.
Yeah.
I'll share like 2 things I've been thinking about recently related to that. I think one thing I've noticed in a lot of people is that you lose the love for something when you monetize it. For example, there was a period of time where I was like trying to grow it a little bit. I was doing a bunch of highlight clips and like optimizing the thumbnails and everything. And the second you try to monetize it, the second you try to make it into something that can generate money, you do start to lose the love for it. So I've thought for a long time that I really want to have a job I love. I really want to have a side hustle that I'm passionate about. But I think that is a reality. And also passion does die for things. I think a lot of people, they're trying to find their passion in life, and then they're like, oh, I can't find my passion in life. Well, you become passionate at things when you get good at things, honestly. Obviously, there's some intrinsic love in things you do, but you don't always have to merge. I realize now that I can have an occupation that I can somewhat like, but not like all the time, but still do it and make money out of it, while also having things I enjoy doing. And hopefully I can find that balance in between. But I continue doing these projects that I find love in, and maybe even see a future where I can make money off of it. But I think just having those two mindsets in the back of my head, just know that life can go any way it does go. And I'm just ready to embrace that through college and just see if I wake up each day, make decisions, and see where that goes. But I just know, I think I say that now because I had for most of my senior year of high school, I was really down in my life belief that I want to have a job I love. I want to be extremely passionate about what I do. I want my job to be this perfect job and work hard to make that possible. But I think I'm learning now that love for things goes up and down, and that's just a part of life as well.
100%, yeah. I mean, and like when it does get rough and maybe you lose a little bit of that passion, it's more just like, dude, like, don't quit, right? That's where I feel like sports, being involved in sports from a young age kind of helps, because like, you know, like obviously you've gone through stretches right now, you know, like you haven't been maybe like performing as well in the sport, but you know, like you just gotta keep showing up to practice, putting in work, and just stick through it even when it's bad, because eventually, like, I mean, time's all relative. Like, you can't look at it from like such a short perspective.
Right.
So
you might find that light again.
Eventually, a couple weeks later.
The thing about the things that we do, like sports practices, you have an obligation to come, so it's really hard it's hard mentally to quit.
Yeah.
Because you know all your teammates are going to be like, where are you? And you know in the back of your mind, you don't want to miss practices. And luckily for the podcast, even if I'm in those lower moments, I'm like, I still got to get a podcast out by next Sunday. And there have been a few low moments where I'm like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do it anymore. But like brief moments, like it's not anything extreme yet. Like it's the valley of this. Yeah, sometimes. But
what's like the schedule like weekly? Or?
Just once a week. Yeah, I've been doing once a week. Sometimes I'll rise to 2 a week. So for a couple of weeks I did 2 a week, but now I'm back to 1 a week.
1 a week is solid.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good place.
All
to
the
be.
editing and shit.
These ones, I stopped like doing multiple camera angles and stuff too. Just keep it
Now,
simple.
with the podcast, is like there any like specific format that it comes to like the people that you're inviting onto it at once, or is it just like your boys and just like some?
It's a mix of both. I like just
I
get.
mean, it's
anyone-
definitely easier at school, right?
It was easier, but honestly,
Like,
it's better than I thought. I mean, it's better than I thought it would be at home because I can just link up with people every weekend.
Yeah.
I think that I just want to sit down with people with no prep and just have a conversation.
Yeah. I
Those
think
always
it's the
go
most
well.
natural way to go about it. I mean, you had a few people on during the school like that Olympic rower. You kind of have
Yeah.
to come prepared with like.
Yeah,
some
you do
questions,
a
but-
little bit prep, but
Yeah.
honestly,
But dude, this is how you get good at just interacting and talking.
Yeah.
Because you didn't meet them. Too
yeah, for
before.
sure. I learned so much about you
just
guys.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think you've been doing a good job of that.
Because I was saying, I feel like, I mean, like that's great and all, but I feel like it's also cool, like once in a while, to like kind of manufacture meetups between like two
Yeah.
people that would never ever talk.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
maybe
I was
like,
thinking about that.
See how
maybe
it
like a
goes.
jock or something like that, like
Yeah.
someone like involved in sports at UMish, and then maybe like someone who's a little more
Some nerd.
the left wing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh
that's a good
no,
point.
got some debates going on.
Yeah, a little bit of debates. Obviously, start off with some friendly talk, and then let them
That's a
do
good.
the
That's a
rest.
good
All right, let's
idea.
get after it.
That's a good idea.
That'd be fun. I was thinking about that a few weeks ago. That's like, what if I just like invited? What if I just took random people? Like, I just took random podcasts and just like said, come together and do a podcast.
Yeah.
And see how that go. But that'd be a fun idea. It'd be an interesting conversation.
And then like over time, you start to realize, okay, like low key, my audience is kind of liking this niche or this genre. a little
Yeah,
more
and
than
go
others.
into
and then,
that.
like, let me further refine that and see like if they continue to like it. And
That'd be
if
fun.
okay.
Would you be willing to do that if I pull some random head?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I think that'd be great.
We'll start with you. You'll be episode 1.
I'd fucking do that shit.
It'd be fun.
I love talking to people.
And I think the thing about a conversation is that I do sometimes do prep. When I had the Navy SEAL on, I did. I mean, even when I say I do prep, it's like barely prep. Like I just read about them, and I'd still. There's sometimes I do a lot of prep, and those podcasts go shit
Yeah.
because you try
It's
to
just too
manufacture
robotic.
it.
Yeah, it's true about it.
When you can't really manufacture it because you don't know enough about the person. You kind of have to like listen to what they're saying and see how can I intertwine this into to something that's useful to someone. I mean, obviously when you're with your boys, like I'm not trying as hard in that. Like we'll talk about the time we ate pizza in New York, and then we talk about jacking off. Like it's it just goes anywhere. But I think the way we bounce off each other, getting like, different people on that don't know each other, like a jock and a nerd together, that conversation will be really interesting. How we bounce off each
Yeah.
other.
But I feel like you're pretty good at keeping the conversation going, especially with like two people that might not relate like at all. You'd be able to like kind of know exactly what questions to ask that could kind of support a conversation for a solid amount of time. And over time, the jock's like, hey, chill, like, I like this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the best feeling if I could do that.
That'd be cool. And if not,
Jack,
I mean,
like this.
like you'll start
That's
like,
some movie shit.
Yeah. And then if not, like let's say like then you're like, yo, you start getting like a little heated. Like, it's always good for the camera and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like, kind of funny.
I'd enjoy that.
And you'll tone it down a little bit. You'll tone
Yeah.
it down. Like, well, that's
In
cool.
the moderator.
All right, brothers. Well, it's good meeting you, Marcus.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
It's my crib, by the way, people.
It's a nice place.
He actually planned that outfit before the podcast.
Yeah, he's like, Baruah podcast, gotta look good.
Audience,
He
it's
said-
fucking 95 degrees.
Dude, I was-
Cat.
That's
It's
why I'm
actually
wearing
real
a tank
cool.
top. I also had a gym. We also hit the gym today. Little pump check. Pump check.
Did you get legs?
Nah.
Oh, he can't hit
I
legs.
can't hit legs. We hit chest.
Where do you guys
I hit
go?
chest and try.
You got, is there
Do
gym-
you get Blink near you? Blink Fitness?
I've not heard that one.
Crunch?
Crunch, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sometimes go to Crunch, like if I'm going with my boys, but we both go to Blink. It's like a small little gym. Never have a problem getting on the machine if you want to
Gets
get.
the job
It
done.
works. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
I don't need. See, look. Our thing is like we have the same mindset on this. Like, there's other kids in our grade who go to like Crunch, which is like really popular in our area. But like, I don't need to be seeing other kids I know in the gym. Like, I just want to get in and lift. That's
Also,
really
like,
how I feel about it.
It's not even just that. It's also like location wise. It's like pretty close to our cribs.
It works for
And
me.
on top of that, like for like the amount of space that it offers, it has like a number of equipment. Whereas
Dude,
like
and
Crunch has like what 2 cables.
Oh, that's it? I think the
Literally,
crunch in my
yeah.
house is...
Dude, like Blink is more.
Actually, the crunch in Somerset's a bigger crunch, so I like the one there.
Yeah,
but-
no, so there's a lot of crunches like that are huge.
That are
But, like
big,
that
yeah.
one that it's
Yeah, the one that everyone goes to has like literally 2 cables. And
Yeah, that would suck.
it's like the same space as like.
Better than Petty, though. No cables at Petty.
Really.
Because they're renovating the
Nah,
gym
yeah.
this year, so it's just like racks and
Nah,
dumbbells.
but I'm big on like.
But I like
it
that.
shouldn't really be about this, but like, it kind of is. Like, I'm big on like just like the vibe of the gym. Like, I just like the vibe of the gym at Crunch. I mean, at Blink. Like,
Yeah.
you're just, people,
No,
are
that,
just, people are just kind of in there to get it lifted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
I
not
feel like
really-
different vibe. Like for me, I know a lot of people I talk to, they just like want to lock in, like not talk to anyone and live.
Yeah.
But for me,
no, that's not really me. But like, I just like the environment. Of
yeah,
Blink. It's like
my workouts are so much better when it's packed and I'm talking to a lot of people.
really.
It's just better.
Yeah.
I don't know why. When there's no one there, I get lazy.
Yeah, it depends on the day.
I feel like legs, hitting legs with your boy, like, but like you gotta pick like because I know like the right guys, so I know like they're gonna push it. Like, he's gonna push it. Like you seem like some kind of guy that would push it. Like I have a couple other friends, but like there's some other people I know that like
Keep it chill.
Like they're just like chill, like they'll go with the vibe, but like they're on their phone. Like, they're like, I'm trying to push them. They're not really pushing.
But if you're hitting like chest with your boy, like it's a vibe when you're hitting like chest with your boy.
That's the best day, bro. Little shot.
I like back by myself. I feel like back and by myself.
If I go try to hit legs on a
I'm hitting back
Sunday
and by
at like
tomorrow.
1 p.m., bro, I'm not getting a good lift in.
Nah, yeah.
It's so empty. It's dead in there, bro.
Dude, I'd
be down to get a lift with you guys, though. I don't mind driving up
really.
once a week.
Nah, yeah, sure.
I feel like with legs, though, I feel like when you're like that, those are like the going into the leg day tire. Like the other day, I went to leg day tire and I was like, I'm fucking my tired.
Yeah, I was tired this morning hitting legs. Like I slept pretty late last night because I had to drop my sister to her guitar class, and I got back at 9. And I realized we didn't have food at home, so I drove us to Cava. And I slept at like 11:30, and then I woke up at like 7:30. So I was
11:30, that's late.
Wait, that's pretty
That's
funny.
crazy. That's crazy.
That's probably normal time. Yeah, so I mean, I just felt it's like I usually sleep like 10. Honestly, it's not like super crazy, but
That's crazy.
This morning I was tired and I hit legs in the morning. I actually met someone, so I was friends with him in middle school, and I hadn't seen him for years.
Yeah.
And then I went to my sister's graduation. I met him there once, and we just started lifting together again. Like
That's tough.
nothing happened in between, but went to East Sporta.
Also, like the best connections. I feel like you don't see someone.
They
for
just
such a
pick
long
up.
time. Yeah, just talk to them, like, dude, I wish we would have done this earlier. Like, just such a great guy.
Yeah, but it's some people just don't change. Some people change a lot.
Yeah.
It's interesting. All right, boys, call it a day.
Is there like a little outro or something?
Thank you for watching.
I just end this one.
Alright, peace. I gotta do an outro though, but it'll be separate. If you enjoyed that episode, then you're gonna love this episode right here. Make sure you click here to watch that episode, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.